Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Everybody Eats Show. Who your hosts are, Bensky Belazaire and Edom Ekpe. So we are here with a really special guest with Rock from Rock Your Business. So first off, thank you very much for reaching out to us and being guests on our show. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure, man.
Appreciate it. So, for everyone listening, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on those notifications so you are up to date and get those notifications whenever a video drops. So, make sure you're following us and you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on all social media on Instagram at everybodyeats.pod, on Instagram, on Twitter, EBE pod. And again, on YouTube, Everybody Eats Show. And you can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good stuff. We are on there. So make sure that you are tuned in. You guys are up to date and don't be selfish. Everybody eats, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get this episode started. So, Rock, if you can tell the people where you're from, what do you do, what is Rock Your Business, and how that all started?
Well, first, my name is Rock, and I'm from North Carolina. Been living here for a while. Actually, I'm from Virginia. Excuse me. Moved to North Carolina about 5-6 years ago. Love the scene out here. It's quiet, peaceful. Away from that city life. And Rock Your Business, and pretty much what I do. I help online entrepreneurs grow engaged communities, and I show them how to flip those communities of loyal supporters into repeat customers. I do this through personal branding, social media marketing, email marketing, and funnel building. So, and it really all started because about 4 years ago, way before the pandemic, I actually was a general manager for a flooring company, right? However, the sales weren't where they were supposed to be to keep the brands running. So what they decided to do was to downsize and thus eliminate my position. Mind you, I have wife, I have 4 kids. I got to figure out how I'm going to feed everybody, right? So I just decided to use a lot of my tactics from relationship building and just personal business skills in general, and just inject that into a business. So I first started doing affiliate marketing. And for those who don't know what that is when a company gives you a link, and those who click and buy from the link, you then get paid a commission. So that's how probably I started averaging out about 4 figures online. I got my first $1,000 commission, then $2,000 commission. But then as I started getting this rapid success, I said, okay, let me transition and show people that you can do this online. Like, the money's out here. Let me just show you how to do it for your business and grow the right way. So that's pretty much what started my transition from this affiliate marketing to coaching. And it's been a beautiful journey. And I love really impacting lives of entrepreneurs, because a lot of people, they don't understand really how to market their business the right way. They don't understand how to build a following. They don't understand how to sell without selling. So that's all the things we cover. And that's what I like to give the people to grow their brand and grow the business.
For sure. And that's super important. That's the world that we live in. Everything's online. If you have a business, you gotta have a website. You got or not necessarily just a website, a funnel,
Yeah.
right? Right. That's the thing. It's not a
Yeah.
website, at least a funnel. Gotta have some sort of online presence. Gotta have some social media presence. So that's real important. Making sure people understand um how that works, how to leverage and do all that stuff. So you said now that you do some coaching. So that's real dope. So that's like you went from doing it like you say you started off with affiliate marketing,
Right.
start along online, doing it yourself, and now you're helping people. So I guess like how is that, like, your journey with the first couple of clients teaching people, how is that going on after accommodating all that experience yourself?
Well, because I came from a management background, teaching people and coaching people is to me, it comes easy, right? Now it's just really switching gears and just understanding where people are in their journey. So my first couple of clients, I really had to find really my coaching style, and how that, and how I was going to really show them where they are in their journey, because everyone's at different levels. Some people are starting from zero. Some people are constantly making 4 or 5 figures, but they still have no social media presence. So that's one of the first beginning challenges you have as a coach. You got to figure out what your personal style is and where your people are. That way you can give them the best transformation. So my first client, actually, I work for free. I just pretty much said, hey, you know what? Let me give you 2 free sessions. I don't think I asked for you was a video testimonial, right? So we, did 2 sessions. They want to know how to create a branded Instagram page and how to create content. So that's, was what we did. And their following took off like wildfire. They started off at like 100. I think now they're at maybe like 10K at this point. This is a while ago. So, well, and how we and pretty much once the testimonial came back, when I put that on my profile and I posted on Facebook, I started getting more, more traction. Started using that relationship piece a bit more. So I leveraged Facebook groups. So even though I don't have my own, I joined several Facebook groups like 50,000 members, 70,000 members, and just continue to drop value. And then, just pretty much give knowledge out for free. And then once that happened, the admin started to contact me. One said, hey, can you be a moderator? Another one asked me to do a live. And the minute I did that live, I got like 30 book calls the next day for coaching because I just, started giving value and just speaking versus just trying to keep a lot of information inside, because coaches tend to have a tendency to do that, right? Yeah. They'll give you enough, but they want to get they want you to pay before they give you the rest of the season, right? And I'm against that. I'd rather just give the information out there, because what you realize is even if you're a coach and give it all for free, people will still have a problem with implementation. So that's where you come in and help and be that guy for them.
That's all right. But that's the smartest thing, like in terms of coaching I ever heard, because I can't, I guess, but Forex traders and stuff, they got the IML Academy and everything. And you always hear like, I made 6 figures. I did this, that, and the third today, yada, yada, yada. But like a lot of that information, is stuff. A, you can learn on your own, but B, like the way I see it is, instead of me paying a subscription for X amount of dollars, why don't you just give me the information and then help me implement it? So I personally, I'm sure maybe not the whole world agrees with me, but I like that tactic. That specific tactic, because it's real. Like you said, it's free, and it's like you're not only giving enough to spark interest, but you've kind of got them at that point,
Right. The name of the game now for online marketing and business is giving away value, right? It's pretty much who can give the most value away. And value, it comes in 3 pillars: in education, inspiration, and entertainment. Even though the word is subjective, if you're able to give enough of that to people, then they're going to trust you. Attention and trust right now is the biggest currency online. So therefore, once you're able to get both, then you pretty much got, like you said, you got them at that point. You can develop those relationships, and then they'll be happy to throw money at you to help solve their problem.
For real. Actually, that was real dope what you said. You said value is information. You said information.
It's education, inspiration, or entertainment. Those are 3 pillars of value that most people, for example, like you scroll, some people, they're not interested in learning something new. They just want to go online and scroll and look at stuff that entertains them. But some people follow certain pages for specific reasons. People turn into y'all podcast for a specific reason. Y'all giving value to them. So it's the same concept, but it's different for every individual.
No, for sure. I think that's really important, because like you said, that kind of breaks down your on a high level, that kind of breaks down your industry whenever you want to start like an online business. Like what kind of content are you creating, right? Like if you're creating for, again, like for this podcast or like business pages, if you're creating like informational content, right? Teaching people, people want to know, how do I do my taxes? Or the people want to learn about, stocks, or they want to learn about like these financial tips. Or if like you're like an online comedian, right? Or if you're just trying to make funny videos online, and people come to you because they want to see you make, do funny videos. They want to see you do that. Or if you're someone like, thing like Eric Thomas, right? People go to him for motivation, so like everyone got that little niche or niche, however you want to pronounce it, of that type of content or type of business that they're in. So I think that's real important for people. They definitely want to start a business. Like they have to figure out, what kind of category am I going to be under?
Who's your audience? Always comes back to know your audience.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
And self-awareness,
Right. Because you got to know who you are first, right? Before you start really trying to promote yourself and promote business, as a business. I tell people all the time, a lot of people say, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin, but I'll take it even deeper than that. Even if you just start developing a personal brand, because personal brands are bigger, especially this year, than business brands, right? And I'll give you guys an example. Like if Nike came out with a line of refrigerators, right? You look at Nike like they're stupid, right? Like, why are you coming out with refrigerators? Y'all do shoes. But if Oprah Winfrey came out with a line of refrigerators, y'all probably go buy them depending on how hard y'all rock with Oprah. So it's that same mindset for people. Just put yourself out there as a personal brand, have something to stand for, create content around it. And eventually, once you do figure out what you want to do, you already have an audience that likes you enough to back you up.
Got it. Could you go a little bit more in depth on personal branding? I think that's really important. I'm not sure if everyone fully understands what that really means. Is it because I've seen a lot of people on social media that have on their Instagram page public figure.
Public
right?
figure, personal vlog.
Personal
Oh
vlog.
man,
Public
y'all,
figure.
yeah.
Right.
And it's like, all
And
right.
yo, I'm sorry. They posted nothing but them on top of the hood of a car with the license plate blacked out, a car they probably don't own, and all the money in their bank account, flash.
Exactly.
So
Because,
is that a good example of personal brand? Can you let the people know and tell the people what is personal branding?
listen, that what you guys said is personal branding done wrong, all the way wrong, right? But personal branding is pretty much you defining your audience and your own voice, and you're just creating more substance around it. So, for example, like I said, I don't know, and I'm gonna go back to Oprah Winfrey. She's more of a personal brand, but yet she owns $1 million company named Harpo. You may not care about that, but you care about Oprah. It's the same thing. You just pretty much developing your personality and your voice online. And even if you don't, like I say, even if you don't know what you want to do yet, just post stories, be on video, just talk about something that you think your audience would want to know about. And a lot of times people struggle with that because they have a fear about getting on camera and fear about getting on video. My message to everybody is like, you're gonna have to get over it, right? Because if you peep, there's a reason why Instagram took the home button from the bottom of the page and put the reels button there instead, because they want people to get used to seeing more short-term video. You know why they want people to look at more short-term video? So you can keep on their platform longer. And do you know why they want you on the platform longer? So they can show you more ads. So the more ads they show you, the more money they make. It's always
being sold.
Exactly. So you have to play to their algorithm what you want to do. You have to play that strength. So right now, if they're promoting video, then you need to be at least knocking out one reel, one video a week on at least Instagram. Other platforms have their specific algorithms and things that progress you quicker. But at least for IG, definitely knock out that one video a week.
No, for sure. That's definitely jam. I made a few reels on the Everybody East page like maybe 2 weeks ago at this point about Instagram's algorithm. They're really pushing reels. They want you to make original content on their platform. So that's why if they see a watermark of like a TikTok watermark on your video, doesn't get shared as much. But again, like you said, that's a lot of gems. There's a reason Instagram is pushing these videos, because one, they're pushing it so people, like you said, can stay on their platform, and you got to take advantage of people of, like you said, algorithms. I can't even talk right. You got to take advantage of the algorithms put in place, so you can eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
that's what they're giving you. If that's the game they want to play, then
You gotta play it.
Gotta play it.
Got to play it. So definitely personal branding is what, like I said, right now, everyone wants to do it, but everyone doesn't have real direction. Like when you see a personal brand, I'm talking about down to a color scheme. And the reason why you pick that color scheme is because blue is your favorite color or green is your favorite color. Talking about the psychology, red for boldness, blue for trust, green for, calmness and nature, things of that, things along the lines of that. Typography, meaning your font styles, like keeping those in unison. Like when you create a personal brand, you have to think about all those things, because a personal brand is pivot proof. And what I mean by that, even if you go down the road 2 years later, right, and then you find something else that interests you, you can implement that into your personal brand and the people still will receive it. But if a business brand, if you do that, you're stuck. And you don't want to get stuck out here in the online business game. So if you know what you want to do, but you add skills, like for myself, I started off with email marketing and social media. Then I developed an asset for funnel building. Now I talk about funnel building. But yet if I'd have said it's Rocker Funnels, or Rocker social media, if I started funnel building, I'd be stuck. So that's something you have to consider when you're building a brand.
That's smart. That's a lot of gems. That's a lot of gems for people. Do you have any other tips or advice you think people should keep in mind when they're building their personal brand? You mentioned color scheme, down to the color scheme to the typography. So do you have anything else maybe people could use in building that?
Right. And I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier about posting value. Like the pictures of yourself, those are okay. Pictures of whatever you like, it's okay. But make sure what you're giving is grabbing attention enough for them to follow you for the right reasons. And that's majorly important, because it's all about community, right? It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Followers is a vanity metric, right?
Yeah.
You need to focus on engagement in your content and focus on page views, because that's gonna show you who's taking the time to stop their day and interact with what you have going on. Because then once you build that community, you'll get more traction, and then they'll stay with you for the long haul. Like the same people that follow me, I got a fraction of them on my email list. So I talk to them like 2-3 times a week, right? And we build that community, and I'm about to transfer to WhatsApp as well to get them on a more personal level. But once you start developing those systems, then once you get customers, it'll be on repeat, because then they're bought into you, not necessarily what you're selling.
I don't know if anybody knows that. You saw how he, that personal level comment, that's that trust, he's building and giving his clients. So
Got to. You have to give them a unique experience. Got to stop thinking about benefits and and just features of stuff, and really try to embrace the customer experience and give them something that's lasting, right? Because it doesn't matter if it's the top quality. If you have a bad experience, it's going to forever taint your mind. But if you have something that's really stood out and really helped you and was really valuable, then you're going to remember that forever. There's no replacing that.
Yeah.
I really like that. That's a lot of gems. Could you talk about funnel building? I think we mentioned this maybe in our last episode when we spoke with Top Figure on e-commerce, and I think a little bit with Kyrie, the importance of building funnels. So for people who don't know, again, could you explain to them what is a funnel, how it's a little bit different than a website, and what you can use a funnel for?
Right. Okay. So a funnel is a version of a website, but it's designed to get you more leads and sales. The reason why people now are more focused on funnels is, of course, to stop the distraction. If you go to a website, you have things like the home page, the About Me page, the contact page. You have so many different links that can distract them from your main goal. But a funnel, your objective is to get leads that can lead to a sale. So therefore, it's more direct. So you have your bold headlines, you have your your free item that people normally opt into to get that email address, so you could build that community on the back end. Then you have, of course, the first purchase, and then you have an upsell, meaning once they click and buy this item for like $9, they can buy another item for like $20-$30, right? Because that's an upsell. That way you increase the amount of money you get on the back end. So you may seem like you're only selling a $7 product or a cheap product, but really you may have about 4 or 5 upsells is going to get you $500 if everybody goes through it. So that's the real goal of the funnel, is to get those leads and to get sales.
For sure.
It's real strategic. You're real strategic. Yeah.
Yeah. And definitely and there's a misconception that my business won't work for a funnel. Any single business can use a funnel. I don't care if you sell clothes, nails, whatever, wigs, lace fronts, all that. It can be built a funnel for that. Because again, you're just shifting people on a customer journey to get them to hit that buy now button.
Got it. So I guess, how does someone start? Like, someone you hear like, all right, cool, it's gonna help me get more leads, but for someone, is the process the same for any type of business? Like, how would someone start, with the actual process of like, all right, I sell shirts, I want to, build a funnel for my shirt business. Like, what's the first step that people take in order to actually implement that?
Well, first you got to see what your objective is. Are you trying to just get leads where you can just contact later? Or are you trying to get direct sales? So first you got to find out what's really your objective. Two, you got to figure out your price point, as well as like what even more so what you want to do, because there's different funnels for different reasons. There's funnels specifically for low ticket products. There's funnels specifically for courses, right? More like your 200 to 597 range. You have funnels for, of course, for coaching or high ticket, they may be a couple $1,000s. There's funnels for even done for you service. So we're talking about $5-10 grand at a time. So if you're selling t-shirts, and I was going to give an example because that's the one you gave me. For a t-shirt, I'll create a simple funnel. Email list where you get a opt-in page where you sign up, and then you get a free item or like a discount code or something, and then you're taken straight to the specific shirt. Notice how I said a specific shirt, not a bunch of options, because again, the goal of a funnel is to get something sold, not to give people options to have decision paralysis, meaning they see so much stuff they don't buy anything at all. So that's what I would do on a beginner level. Like, and there's many ways to learn about funnels. If you check out Udemy, that's udemy.com, they have hundreds of courses and digital marketing courses as well. Some of them are paid and some are free. You're going to obviously get the more bang for your buck for the paid courses. But if you catch it on a sale day, you can get like 5-10 courses for like $40 to $50 because they're running like $5 at a time instead of like $197 at a time. So there's a lot of free resources out there to learn.
What's the name of the site for those who didn't write it down the first time?
Udemy. That's udemy.com.
That's that free game for you guys.
That's it. That's it. I told you I'm all about the value. I'm all for it.
For sure. Man, before we go to our next segment, any?
Nah, we gonna save whatever we got for the last segment. I think
Save that.
Pretty good.
Gem, for sure. So again, so you guys, that was a lot of gems that, you know, for this first segment, right? You guys want to, if you have a small business or starting off with your business and you want to get some informational courses, make sure you check out Udemy, udemy.com. So that's real helpful. Funnels, just like the idea of funnels. I know I've been seeing them on social media more lately, and it took me a while to kind of understand, like, is a funnel like a website? Is it a process? Like, what was it? So having multiple conversations, that's definitely helped me understand like the process of, and it just makes sense. Like you want people to get to your goal as soon as possible, right? So like I think that's real important. And it just makes sense. All right. So Edom got that quote for us. What we got?
So the quote is evolve, don't age.
Simple.
Evolve, don't age.
Evolve, don't age. I don't know. Tips?
Black. Pretty young. Pretty young person, still alive.
Industry.
Podcast space. Clothing line space.
Podcast. Evolve, don't age.
Young person. I think they're 23.
Yeah, not ringing the bell. That's a tough one there, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
College graduate.
I don't know that. I really don't know. Oh, that's crazy.
Hi guys.
Oh man,
that's an Edom quote.
I had to mix it up.
Right.
That's crazy.
I don't think I ever told Bensky.
That's crazy. Evolve, don't age.
Quote is evolve, don't age.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. You got to give us some context now.
I was listening to probably like I was listening to podcasts a while ago, like last year, I think, and I think they were just talking about. I completely forgot the topic. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, they were saying something that really like stuck with me, and they were just talking about current events and whatnot, and just like how I think old methods just weren't like some, not all of them can keep up with 2021 right now, but you just have to keep up with the times. And I took that personally as you get a lot of I think not being able to evolve and adapt and keep up. You get issues where you have the older generation who can't keep up with work from home because they don't know all the technology, and then even in other spaces you kind of have people who hold on to a lot of outdated ideals or just like views that realistically like it's not gonna stand anymore in this day and age. So I just thought don't just grow up, don't just get older, so evolve as you age. We all have heard of or might have that one person we know that is like 56 but acts like they're 20, 25, or you know, just way younger than they should be. So evolve, don't age.
Nah,
Solid.
gotta adapt, you know, especially, you know, we're talking about this episode, we're talking about online marketing, you know, online marketing, you know, promoting your business online. And like, you know, that's what if you want to have a business in 2021, that's what you need to be doing. You know, maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't really, you know, the thing, more of an in-person experience, but got to evolve. Can't just get old and stick to the, you know, methods that, you know, worked 20 years ago. Sure, it worked 20 years ago, but technology changes, people change, mentalities change,
Jobs
so
change, jobs get taken.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned that because recently a lot of my students have been from like the insurance and finance industry. And when I mention them things about branding and about social media and how to really craft the message and create content, they look at me like, well, that's never been done before. And if you really look at it and really study the industry, it really hasn't. So that's just, you know, you're right. It has to, you know, all industries are going to eventually have to update and reanalyze and rethink how they think about content, how they think about their message, and how they think about how they market themselves.
Yeah, I've never seen a life support ad on Instagram. I've never even seen a life support page on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook,
like
but I definitely haven't.
Life Alert, like
No, I like life support. I said life support tonight. I mean life insurance. Sorry.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I don't.
you meant the
No, I've seen her phone. I can't get over. I love that lady. But life insurance. I've never seen a life insurance commercial at all. Like, I know life insurance ad on Instagram specifically, not commercial, but like on Instagram. I've never seen anything like. I forgot what the other sector was you mentioned, but maybe yeah, but life insurance definitely I've never seen.
Right. But they were able to create a message that you can understand. Like, let's say you knew nothing about insurance, right? They made it so like, man, this is all right, let me check it out. Would you then click the ad and get more information?
Oh, yes. I mean, as long as the information's like, you know, digestible and stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They thought along lines of that. Let me create something that people may be interested in. Let me dumb down my terminology. Then boom, we can have something here. But that's not being done yet. It will be at some point. But like I said, the students I have that are in that sector, it's like it's a night and day transformation.
It's kind of funny that you say that. I don't know if you follow Prince Donnell on Instagram, but he has Jumpin' Jack Tax, but he also added life insurance to his tax practice. So Prince Donnell, he's really dope because he makes really, like, he's been going crazy on the content, and he's been doing like reels like three times a day. And his reels are like they formulated perfectly for like life insurance. Like he does reels like describing like what is life insurance. Then he does like, you know, real he'll do the TikTok challenges, but then there'll be somewhat like life insurance related. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, even if he's not saying something like, you know, like, get your life insurance today. Like he still finds a way related to throw in those like life insurance ads. You know, even in while he's doing like TikTok challenges. So he's like, while you're like keying about the TikTok, like, it's funny, he's still promoting his life insurance brand, you know, while doing that. You know, so it's kind of funny that you said that. That those are type of ways that people have to adapt when it comes to marketing. It doesn't I think you said this when we first started. He said sell without selling. I think that's kind of what you said.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what you kind of have to do today, especially with like, you know, you think of like reels and challenges like that. A good way to promote is like, all right, do the challenge, right? You know, whatever it is, people laugh, but if you could still have like a brand like right there, you know what I'm saying, or like bring it up slowly. You know, you have everyone still have the eyes of the, you know, of the kiki.
You've won,
still have the eyes, but you won at the end because they still, you know, saw your message. So advertising is changing. It's definitely changing.
It is. Like I said, and you know what? There's another example. I don't know if you follow on YouTube, probably do Mr. Beast. And you know, probably know about him. He's a big influencer, right? Has literally like couple, like I would say more than 20 million followers. I'm sorry, subscribers. But if you look at his analytics, he gets about $1 million to $2 million per video, right? So he launched an online kitchen, right? It was called Mr. Beast Burger. So, and when he created some content around it where it was pretty much him opening a little burger joint. And when people was lined up or all the way around the corner, it was, you know, he'd hand out a bag here, but this bag has 10 grand. This bag has a burger. which one you want. They pick this one, he's still gonna give them both bags anyway. So it was that kind of content. But you make a long story short, what people don't understand is that when he launched those chain of restaurants around the world for a virtual kitchen, it sold more than the Whopper did on opening day for Burger King. So that just shows you how much online being an influencer, personal branding in general, just thinking outside the box, it really can. It's going to impact your bottom line at some point. So you have to start thinking about those type of things.
For sure. It's definitely important. So, Edom, if you could say your quote one more time. To the last segment.
The quote is "Evolve, don't age." By yours truly.
So we'll take another quick break and then we'll go to our final segment. All right. Final segment. Everybody each show, starting in 3, 2, 1. All right. So for this final segment, you can stick over here. So for this final segment, kind of want to go over one a little bit more. I know, like on your Instagram page, right? I peeped your Instagram page. So you have a funnel, right? For you have I'm pulling up again right now. You have a discovery call, email marketing mastery, and then you have your free funnel builder, right? So if you could, I guess, let's talk about the funnel builder first. So I guess if you could talk a little bit about your brand and like things that you offer, what value, what skills, and like what are you teaching people with Rocket Business?
Okay, so what I pretty much I have 2 offers that I mainly do, and I have a third offer as well. I take people through a 12-week program where we pretty much go through. I brainwash you to the basics of what marketing is now. So we start off at target market, and really defining what that is. So not just ages 25 to 45 making this much amount of money. I'm talking about like, what do they think about at night? What's their current problem? What do they do on a Tuesday afternoon? We get that deep into it so you can know when it's time to make content. Now you know exactly who you're talking to. Then we go into the branding piece where it's like we're doing what we talked about earlier, revamping their color scheme, finding those images and really creating a brand theme for their personality, and they can be the focal point of their business instead of the logo. Then after that, we transition into actually changing their language and making creative content where it converts and it results in more inbound leads to whatever the offer is. Then we also talk about how to package their offer. So like I said, I had one student, he was selling a chatbot service for $100. We package it up the where he gives more value, but now he's able to sell it for $1,000 a pop, and he made his first sale after his first 2 sessions. So big ups to Marcus for that. And then also we work on email marketing and the transition into the community building piece. So we consistently work on that as well. And at the end, we pretty much do an overview. We knock out some funnel building exercises so that you can start building your first funnel. Even if it may not be an expansive one, but your first email opt-in, like, the email address and then your next offer after that. So that's my primary offer that I recommend people check out. And then the second one is just pretty much a branding boot camp. So 6 weeks, we lock into targeting, branding, and knock it out as much content as we can. So that way, you know how to create instead of being a consumer. Then also I build people's funnels as well. So if you need a funnel built, then I can, knock that out for you as well. So, and I can create any kind of funnel, do a webinar funnel, a shop funnel, pretty much a high ticket offer funnel. I can do whatever. It just depends on what specifically the customer wants. And then I actually show them how to do it at the end. So like, some web designers, they build the website, but then you got to call them every time they need something fixed. I give them all the keys so that afterwards, now you know what to do. You ain't got to call me anymore unless you really need to hire me for something else.
Does it all of it.
Yeah, that's all of it.
Every step. The entire handbook.
Are you by yourself or do you have a team?
No, this is just me, solopreneur. That's it.
Oh, wow. All right.
By himself.
By myself, yeah. I also got a $27 ebook bundle, but we're not going to get into that.
Nah, that's definitely dope, right? And I commend you because that's a lot of work for one person. So definitely appreciate that. Again, like that's a lot of value. in terms of creating content, I think that's something that we're doing, right? Like we're definitely in the middle, so I think that's really applicable. I know we kind of covered a little bit before in terms of like TikTok, but I wonder if you have any more advice for people, wanting to start off. I guess this is for people who already have a brand, right? So not necessarily like people looking to create a personal brand, but I guess like tips for people to create better content, right? So if you have any ideas, like maybe how can they improve their content so they can see more either conversions or whatever their goal is at the end of the day.
So for in the content creation piece, you have to take the ideal out of yourself. A lot of people that own like stores, services, you see their feeds. They post mainly product pictures of the service or some kind of sales side, right? When you create content, you should position your business or your service as an answer to someone's problem. But with your content, you have to agitate that problem because where people mess up in sales, there's three levels, right? You have your baseline people here, you have your problem aware people, and then you have the 3% that are going to buy. People try to get your baseline to the 3%. That's not going to work. But if you're able to make people problem aware with your content and ease them on that journey, that next level up, then you're going to have more success. So I use the 80-20 rule. I create 80% value, 20% sales. So therefore, if you're doing 5 posts a week, maybe 4 of them you create, content around your offer, around your business, but it's more like information. Like if you run a financial service, maybe 5 financial tips you're not doing. And then maybe your last thing will be your business or what you offer, right? And then at the end of the week, you go ahead and post some content that's literally like, come shop here, come see me now type situation. So that's be probably my biggest tip is to adopt the 80-20 because you're going to get a lot more feedback from your audience, instead of just putting flyer at the flyer at the flyer at the flyer up, people just get tired of seeing it. And then when they see your content, they just scroll past it anyway.
So you said there's 3 levels of your audience. You said the base, and
Yep.
then you followed by the problem aware. You said, and then
Problem aware. So people know that they have a problem. People know they need something, but they know that they're not taking action yet. And you have the 3%, which all ball markers, only 3% of your target audience is going to buy from you. Okay. So that's what I mean by 3%. So people go wrong. They try to get the people that aren't problem aware. They're just casual scrollers or don't know what's going on yet and try to get them to buy. And that's where they mess up. But if you're able to make those people problem aware, so for example, I'll go to the weight loss niche, like maybe somebody is overweight, but they don't have time to go to the gym or whatever. You create content saying that these are 5-10 ways that you can work out with a limited amount of time. Okay, cool. I see I can implement this. And then you create more content where they're helping them along that journey. Now they're going to book you for that call. Now they're going to hit your DMs and get more information that way. So like I said, that's just ways you can promote your business without selling, without, selling as hard.
That is smart. That is really smart because they kind of, like you said, selling without selling instead of just, come up to someone like, yo, buy my product. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it can get a little bit annoying of, same thing, like, buy this, buy this, buy this. But when you kind of like bring them along, then it makes it easier. Like, okay, you've been rocking with me with all this content. Now I have something to offer, right? And now I think they're gonna just come.
Exactly. And that's how I think is that's how I taught when I was a general manager, how I taught my sales team, because I was a general manager for a flooring company. So they had to go out, prospect clients that had rental properties and apartment complexes. And look, build the relationship. Don't try to close on the first day because you're not going to get no sales. Just, bring some lunch, tell them, slowly drag them along. And then then the next week when they're feeling good on that Monday, whereas, they're fresh, they got nothing on their plate, go close.
I feel like I don't know if it's exactly like the exact same thing, but I watched a video on I think Jordan Belfort, the actual Wolf of Wall Street. It was a video of him talking about the pen scene where he asked him to sell the pen, and he said something really similar to what you said about people want the base scroller on Instagram to all of a sudden be in the top 3%, someone who's going to buy. And he talked about if you're selling the pen, I think the biggest issue is people are trying to force you to get the pen, like, yo, buy this pen. And I think rather than ask the proper questions, I think probing the need for the pen or giving them I guess making them aware of why that pen, should be bought by them was where the biggest disconnect is. That's where most people fail at selling. So I think like I'm sure not the I'm blanking out, sorry. But the three consumer idea, I'm sure it's not all one size fits all, but it is, I think, a big key in most businesses that a lot of people aren't like. It's something a lot of people skip over. And even when you said it, I was kind of like zoned out because I'm like, I think we've done that before. I think we've done that before. But
right.
And it's funny because I'm thinking, I don't remember who exactly told me this. Or maybe I just saw a video online, but it was about like car salesmen and how like successful car salesmen are. And they're saying something similar that some car salesmen, what they'll do is like as soon as you walk in, they're trying to say like, oh, check out this vehicle. And it's like, yo, they don't even know why you need the vehicle. They don't even know what kind of vehicle. And they're like, the good ones, what they'll do first, they're gonna ask you, like 20-something questions about like, where do you go? Like how many days do you drive? Where are you driving? What do you need the car for? So they can kind of like curate that experience and show them, the actual car that they need. Or maybe, you don't have that type of vehicle, or you don't have the type of budget. You can be honest and be like, nah, like we don't have.
It's okay to let them go. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Right.
So,
right.
That kind of stuck with me because in my head, I figured the best car, like mentally, I'm thinking the best car salesman is the one who's just gonna be like, you want this car, and it's kind of one just like, they just got up there sleeve like
it ain't an auction, bro. People ain't here to spend money, like right away.
So,
yeah, right.
You start to really build that audience, build that connection, and really curate it. Be like, all right, this is what you need it for. Then it's a little bit easier to make that sell. But like, all right, okay, like then you can sell it. So. That's real dope, and that's some gems for you guys listening. So whatever business that you have, not trying to go from 0 to 100 right quick, from 0 to buy, because it's really, like you said, it's rare to find those type of people. Kind of have to build that audience first.
Mm-hmm. Relationship marketing is where we're going to now, because people for the most part know when they're being sold to. So and you got to understand. The people that are going to dominate the market the next 20, 30 years are going to be millennials and Gen Z. The buying power is only going to increase based on jobs, based on other factors. So you got to understand that's the mentality that we have now is what we're going to have 20, 30 years from now. So this mindset that I'm speaking of is not going away. So you're going to have to continually be building relationships if you want to have a long-standing business. It's just a part of the game
now. For sure. So make sure you guys are taking notes. Especially if you got them online businesses, make sure you guys are taking notes. But before we wrap up, I want to ask, do you have any final points, advice, anything you want to let the people know? You want people to take home regarding businesses, funnels, marketing, content-wise, anything you want people to leave off with?
Yes, don't overthink marketing. Marketing is probably one of the scariest things people do when they start a business, but just take it out of yourself and create something for people. Once you take the inner desire, the things you want, the things you're looking for, the money you're trying to make, and focus on creating an experience, you're going to create something so powerful that is going to stand the test of time. So focus on impact versus profit.
Appreciate that.
Impact over profit. Okay.
Impact over profit. That's a bar. So
one last item. If you could drop a song for our playlist, the Everybody Eats Show's playlist, any song that you feel describes your marketing business, how you feel about marketing, or even if you don't have any, just any song you've been really rocking with lately the last few weeks.
I see people they're rocking with.
Man, let me think, man, because I don't really listen to music like that because I'm always working. So and I like peace. So if I had to think of songs, see, I was born in 91, and I'm kind of still semi-stuck in between 2000 and 2010, somewhat. And I'm gonna go back towards my journey to this point. I have to say probably "Hustler Music" by Lil Wayne, only because I was in there. I felt like I was in that space at some time. Like everything was good as it is now. I was in them trenches at some point. So, that probably would be my go-to song for my come up, and how I got it with my now wife. So.
Okay. Got it. So that's another one to the playlist. Appreciate it.
First Lil Wayne song on there. Okay.
So, before we end, how can people reach out to you? How can people learn more? How can people get involved into in your camp, learn more about your business? So, what are your socials? Let people know where to find you.
Okay, you can check me out on Instagram at Rock Your Business, UR, not YOU. You can check me out on Clubhouse, Rock Your Business. You can check me out on YouTube under Rock Hunt. You can check me out on LinkedIn as well under Rock Hunt. So you have different avenues to reach me, but I'm telling you, my DMs are always open, where we can just have a conversation, see where you're at in your business. And then, we can definitely work on getting you all right for 2021 and beyond.
Sure, for sure. So much appreciated. Oh, and I forgot to say this earlier, the beginning of the episode, but I like to say how I meet our guests. So again, the power
Committed.
of social media.
He's
Right?
committed.
No, bro, it's important because people be sleeping on DMs, right? I think you reached out to us first.
I think every guest we've gotten, probably this is our 63rd episode. I want to say like
80% of our guests.
I know I'm saying 8 period weren't because of DMs. Like I'd say if I'm thinking right, I can name like at least 3 that weren't because of DMs, but I think the rest were just DMs through through Instagram for the most part, through Instagram, through DMs and getting their emails. So don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
It
Right.
works. That's how we did it.
Them DMs, I'm big on DM selling, man. I'm big on building relationships through DM. So powerful engine if you use it right.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So yeah, you reached out to us first. So we definitely appreciate that. We love it when people reach out to be guests on our show. And we're happy that you came and dropped some gems. So much appreciated. So again, for people listening, I say this almost every time, but make sure you're using those DMs. Don't take advantage. Don't sleep. You never know who you can have on your show, on your podcast, who you can network, be in your network. So don't sleep on that. But on that note, again, Rock, thank you very much for being on our episodes. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you are up to date with all episodes, everything that we are dropping. Make sure you have your notifications on as well so you can get that ding whenever we drop a new episode. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, everybodyeats.pod on Instagram, on Twitter, EBE pod. You can find us, listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we are on there. So make sure that you like and you share. Don't be selfish with this information. Make sure you share it. Everybody got to eat. See you guys next week.